Okay, so I wanted to capture this moment because this is the beginning of something that's either going to be really great or something that could potentially become a hobby or something that could have cost me close to like eight or $9,000 at this point. I don't know. Um, but my husband and I decided that we were going to go the route of not ordering sublimation prints from printers and that we wanted to do the printing ourselves. And the reason being is because even though places like TKO and um, Supercolor are fabulous from what I'm hearing, the fact of the matter is that each design is like 30 bucks, and if you know that your sales are kind of established and guaranteed, it's not a big deal to pay $30 and then 15 or 85 cents a print. But we don't have that established clientele base yet. This is something new for both of us. Neither of us are from or a part of this market as of yet. So the Uninet printer that we ordered is, let me see here. Let me open the packaging. And my girl's here with me, sniffing everything out. Let's see. So we got the Uninet iColor 560 digital color printer. So I'll show you that here. Just came in, haven't even opened it yet. I'm going to open it up and get this set up along with the heat press and kind of give everything a go. As far as designs go, I know the term saturated is like used constantly, I guess, in this industry, at least from the tutorial videos and the Facebook groups that I've joined. But I will say that I'm definitely trying to appeal to a different type of audience. In my opinion, I have two main categories that do not run congruent or parallel to one another. They probably should be entirely and completely separated, which I intend to do. But I want to launch a patriotic brand, and second and foremost, something probably deemed the total opposite would be more like a streetwear brand. Born and raised in Chicago, still here, and even though I grew up on the north side, it wasn't, I guess you can say, what people say about the south side or the west side, as far as, I guess, toughness or roughness goes, right? Like if someone says they're from the west side or the south side, you automatically assume that they're street smart. Well, I grew up on the north side in Wrigleyville, actually on Clark Street, where the Cubs play. And my bedroom window could see outside directly to where there was once a car wash, and it would be directly aligned with the third base. So I would see the players as they would like park their cars and come outside and like give everyone a high five as the fans were like waiting, like lined out there. Their cars would come out like from right there. But nonetheless, like when I was growing up, I was born in the 80s. And when I was growing up, Wrigleyville wasn't the Wrigleyville that you know now. It was a lot tougher. And I went to a very large high school. I went to Lane Tech High School in Addison and Western. Over 4,000 kids. Kids are cruel. Um, you know, um, So essentially, kind of whether you put your head down or not, you learn to be a scrapper at some point and to have your own back, because really in Chicago, there's really no way around it. Unfortunately, especially growing up in the 90s during like all the gangster rap era and everybody wanted a gangbang, like there really wasn't a way around getting into a scuffle or two, I suppose, or getting into something that you probably shouldn't. Not to say that everyone did, obviously, but the streets are definitely a part of how I was raised and how I grew up. And that's an apparel brand that would be most next near and dear to my heart, other than patriotism. So those will be the two brand lines that I'm preparing to launch. I am doing this for the very first time, but I recently had a job where I was an advisor to business owners and entrepreneurs. We advised them on tax planning, estate planning, business succession planning. People who may have an LLC, should I be taxed as an S Corp? I have an LLC, should I convert to a C Corp? Because I expect to have, in the next 5 or 10 years, the sale of my business, and I've grown exponentially, or I intend to grow over the next 5 or 10 years. And we want to kind of take advantage of what the Trump administration put into place with the Tax Cut and Jobs Act in 2017, which states C corporations and small business qualified stock, it's just called Section 1202 with the IRS, they can exclude up to $10 million from the sale of their business. And so if you turn around and convert to a C Corp, or you are a C Corp, you have to hold the business a minimum of 5 years after the conversion. But once you do, if you sell for 30 million, for example, you can take 10 million right off the top and only be taxed on the 20 million. Anyway, that's going like way down the rabbit hole. But that's what I did in a previous life, just as of recent. And so now I'm looking to try and do something myself, for the simple fact that a lot of my clients were my mom's age, right? Like my parents' age and established, maybe 50s. And a lot of my clients weren't. A lot of my clients were 24, 23, 29, and they weren't, obviously pulling revenue like a Walmart or a Target, but they were, they were making $500,000 a year, and the profit could be like, $1.5 million. But by the time they minus all their expenses and liabilities, they themselves, for their pay, would be taking home maybe 200, 300, 400, 500,000. And a lot of them were being just like consultants on YouTube, or consultants. I mean, there was a number of things, right? But a lot of them were like selling supplements. They'll buy cheap unbranded supplements and slap their label on them. And we all know it's about marketing. If you've got a good marketing plan or a good face behind the name, or if you're already in that industry and you have a big following and you can get into inside events and stuff like that, it's not difficult to push your product. And that's what these people are doing. So after deciding that working like 60 hours a week, 7 days a week, even working like 4 or 5 hours every Saturday and Sunday, because you can't just peel away, you're busier than you would ever imagine in that industry. I just thought, like, am I really happy? What is this all really adding up to? I have responsibilities just like everyone else, right? Like, I'm married, I have a mortgage, I'm, I've got bills. I've been financially responsible up until now, but I wanted to post this first video just to kind of document this journey, and hopefully someday this video will reach others and can kind of give you an idea of what it's like when you're ready to get started, or if there's something that you want to do that you may be afraid to do. Maybe you do have a good full-time job making over 6 figures like I was, and you're scared to pull away and you want to just maybe try it as a hobby at first. You don't know where to get started, because it's really easy to say, oh my gosh, I have all these great ideas for t-shirt designs or for outfits, but then you have to find wholesalers, you have to find manufacturers, and dealing with people overseas is not fun. It's not cheap. I found out they want to sell me one sample, like one hoodie, one t-shirt for $60 to $80. And I'm like, how's that possible? The math doesn't make sense. You're sending me one sample. You would think someone would send you a sample either free and only charge you shipping, considering the quantity that they're doing and the cheap labor that they have, but it doesn't work that way. And a lot of the things that you figure out as you go along, they become really stressful. Like, you'll have days where you're just like, I can't look at this computer anymore. I need to walk away. I can't think about this anymore. I need to walk away. But every time you walk away, you know, that's just another day or another week that you're pushing something out. So, like I said, I plan to document my journey and inform you guys of mistakes that I made, what I wished I would have known in the beginning. I will definitely tell you if I do something that I feel I ended up doing the hard way and I wish I would have done a different way. Yeah, and I will keep you guys posted all along. I mean, if you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll include my contact information in a link here below, but I'm glad and excited to get started on this journey. I do believe that God doesn't give us anything that we can't handle, and you have to believe and have faith. So not that everyone who's doing this is going to be successful, right? Because we have to help ourselves. We can't just say, oh, God's gonna have my back this whole time and I'm never gonna fail. You have to push for what you want and fight for it yourself. You have to look up the right resources and network and make contacts. You have to do research, a lot of research. You have to do a lot of reading, a lot of homework, and ask people and get 2 or 3 opinions from attorneys or accountants, because one may say something to you and the other one may say a totally different thing. And then who do you believe? Who's right? Who do you go with? So it's going to be an interesting journey, but I'm glad that I'm able to share my story with everyone, and look forward to the next video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Oh, and by the way, today is August 15th, 2022. So let's put a date on this. Love to look at things chronologically, timelines, and that way we can keep track of how long everything took and how it all came together. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.